G'day YouTube, my name's Lance and welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, the weather report, 24 to 32 they're saying today. It's humid, there's, look, it feels muggy, but it's about 60% humidity and 20 km/h winds. I've just been out to take a bit of a walk around the ute just to show you what I've been doing on the canopy, and it's, I'm not sure it hasn't blown out, but anyway, we'll try and do it again if it has. If it's too bad. But we've been away all weekend. We've just got home. We went away the weekend before as well, and I'm having trouble keeping up with everything I need to do. So look, that's no worries. I've just come back from town as we speak. I bought new wheels and tyres for the new ute, and Peter that I bought them off said come in on Monday morning, I'll have them ready. So I shot in Monday morning to get him, and he said, oh gee, sorry buddy, I haven't had a chance. So we've just come back home again, me and Kelly dog, and I'm sitting in a shipping container. I've just turned the aircon off so I can have a bit of a chat and get that drone out of the background, and yeah, look, we'll just we'll just see how we go. It's that time of year. Christmas is coming. This will be our last stew for the year. We're shutting shop next Friday on the 24th, and normally we close for about 2 weeks, but we're that busy at work that we're going to, Judy, myself and Alan are going to work through. We're going to try and get there at 7 in the morning and work through to lunchtime, maybe 1 o'clock if we haven't got our stuff done, but we're going to try and go in every morning, apart from the public holidays, and get a bit of stuff done. So we'll be there in the morning if you need parts or need a phone call through. Nicole's away this week. She's having a week before Christmas plus our normal Christmas break. Ross, our main man, he's having a normal Christmas break. Then he has the week after Christmas, which is just his standard thing. And the rest of us will just try and fill the gaps. So being the business owner, well, mug's away. So, but look, Alan's happy to work with us, and he hadn't been there that long, so he's coming in. And I went away over the weekend. I went to another 30th, Pinny's, and we travelled over Saturday, and oh look, had a nice time. I went for a walk up, and I went for a walk down along his line of tractors he put out for the party. I took a bit of footage of that. There's a bit of background noise. The people in the background, like Trevor and them, they were getting ready for the party, and there's a bit of a wind blower and a few things, nothing major. It was a great party. We took him over one of those little Massey Ferguson 70th anniversary display sets with a little T20 and a little Fergie 35. So they've been family friends for years. Jude's known them, went to school with them. So so that was a good thing. And the other afternoon, getting ready to go over there, I come home and racing around trying to get organised, and I brought the caravan around to bring it up next to the shed and get it loaded where we park it. And anyway, I just must have had a brain fart, and I come close to the bamboo out the front here, and I just caught the bit of the awning and broke the little bracket off. So that was a pain in the arse, I'll tell you. What happened was the leg on the awning where the bracket broke, I had the door open but catched back because we'd been in and out. And Judy wasn't home from work. She was off with the kids. She didn't work Friday, but she took the kids to their Friday swimming lessons. And yeah, I just come round and a bit of bamboo up the top clipped the bloody awning, broke the bracket. Well, bugger me if the bracket didn't go back, hit the hinge where the door was, break the hinge off. The door broke the little rubber stopper that holds it there, broke the little 12-volt outlet, and went and smashed the mudguard. So I got out of the car and I thought, oh, not to worry, I bloody, yeah, silly bastard. Well, I don't know what I was looking at. Well, I wasn't looking at that, obviously. But doing everything in a rush, see, come home from work and try and get everything organised. So, and anyway, I hopped out and had a look, and well, I couldn't believe it. I thought, God, just a broken, the brackets are a bit pissy, and we had one break before just on its own. And I thought, oh, well, no worries, I can fix that. So yeah, Friday evening was spent fixing this bloody caravan, and I could not believe it. That I was the pilot. No one to blame but myself. But Yeah, and I just must have just caught the bloody thing, and a little alloy bracket down the bottom, and it turns out where the bracket was, there's 2 bolts about so long, and one had been broken for ages, and we didn't know, and so when I clipped this bit of bamboo, it must have just pulled the other out and wrecked the whole show. Whole show went to shit there for a few minutes, but not to worry. I had it all fixed up. I machined up a little pin for the top bracket where it twisted, then we've put stainless steel bolts down the bottom, and I've lifted the bottom bracket up and zipped him in, another couple of bolts about 5mm higher up to get a new hole. I haven't put the 12 volt outlet back on yet, but and the mud guard, so it didn't flap around in the breeze on us, I Sikaflect or siliconed that up, and that got us going, that got us to the party, because for the hinges on those doors are just plastic shit, eh? And I was like, oh god. But anyway, I thought I wouldn't been able to go to Pinny's party there for a bit, and I thought, oh god, I just couldn't believe my eyes. And but anyway, look, we got it fixed and headed out Saturday morning early, and got over there and had time to film it. Just walk down his row of tractors and have a yarn, and catch up with Rack and a few other fellas, and. I meant to bring them and show you, but Rack had some old bloke asked Rack if he wanted to buy some books, so it's a TED 20 operators book I bought, service instruction for those, and I bought the little carburettor manual for those tractors as well. So so we met up with Rack there. He's working on a John Deere B, and yeah, we had a manifold gasket to do a swap, and so yeah, look, we had a good time in general. I'm sitting in here sweating like buggery, all that good beer gone to waste. It's coming out of my shirt. And but anyway, yeah, we'll see. I said to Jen, rather than bug around with this caravan buying bits and pieces, I'm just gonna. It's all insured. I said I'll just pay me access. I'll get it insured, get the insurance job done next year, and just get it tidied up and all back to smick again. With the end of the year, with the ute, my Land Cruiser that we're trying to build Australian build. I sent a couple of emails out to some of the blokes I've been talking to, and the fellas at the counter at ARB, I was having a yarn to them, and anyway, I got Heath rang from ARB, and he said, oh, that's a bloody good thing, just trying to do an Aussie build ute. He said, look, we're not prepared to give you stuff, but he said if you're going that way and you want to go with the company, he said I'll give it to you for a really good price. He said, and he said it'll be cost price at the Bundy Bear dealership here. So I had to go and see Ron, the manager, again. Have a yarn to Ron. I've been talking to Scott there, and have a yarn to Ron, and Ron said, look, he says, yep, he says we love that stuff, that Aussie made stuff. So he said, word from head offices, I can go in there, buy whatever I like for the ute, the Australian products that I'd like, and they're going to do it for cost price. So, which is a good thing, and that's actually better than just giving people stuff, eh? If you just get given stuff all the time. We found in the past, we've helped a lot of companies and a lot of people, and you give them stuff, and next minute they bounce along and get some off the next bloke and the next bloke, and it doesn't buy you loyalty or anything like that. So if someone wants to put a few bob in and invest in that product originally, to start with, and I'd already had the quotes from them, from ARB, so I'd already showed that I was thinking of going there for it all, so that's a good thing. And on the list was a Safari, Safari 4x4 snorkel, because the standard Land Cruiser one's got a few air leaks in it. They're not the best from all reports, at least. So I rang Safari, and I said, look, I'm doing this build, and ARB's on board, and I'm looking at your Safari 4x4 RMAC, they call it Safari, yeah, RMAC, and snorkel. But I said, I don't want to put it on my channel, say it's made in Australia, and find out you blokes get this shit made in China. And they said, no, look, they said, we don't. We get it, all the plastic mouldings and all that are made in Victoria. The the steel brackets are all laser cut, folded and welded in Victoria, and they said the only foreign content in that particular product would be a couple of nuts and bolts. They reckon the bolts and nuts they wanted, they couldn't get a local source, an Australian source for those things. But they said as the whole product goes, it's very little other stuff in that's not Australian. So I said, oh, that's bloody good. So yeah, I just rang up for a chat and just to check. And I got onto ARB and I asked them about the bull bars, and they reckon they're made in Victoria. They definitely are. Laser cut, all the testing's done in Australia. I said about the twin compressor, the air compressors. They said, yep, all designed, engineered, assembled, everything in Australia. They said the will, or I can't remember if it was will or probably will, be a couple of parts that they've outsourced from other areas. So let's presume China, but other areas. And but most of the four-wheel drive people have factories in Taiwan now. So, but they said any of the camping stuff, some of the camping gear they have can be from Taiwan, of Asian influence, but all the ARB, the diff lockers and all that are still Australian. So I said, well, that's good. I'm interested in that. So anyway, Safari 4x4. He said, hang on, talk to me boss here. He says he's interested in all this stuff. So I had to his boss, and he said, what are your plans with this thing? And I said, oh, just do a bit of a lap with the missus and take it to vintage machinery shows with a towing a tractor on the back, and sometimes we have a trade display, but we try not to do them. They're just a bit of a waste of time, really. And but I said, yeah, we're thinking if anyone helps, we'll put a wrap or give them a bit of sticker space on it if they want. And he said, well, look, he said over the time, Armac, Safari Armac, they got an engine controller. They do it's like a hot up chip, but they do all the testing and all that, and all the manufacture themselves, and for engine management, new engine management systems. And I said, look, I do like hotting cars up and playing with them. And I said, look, it is something I had thought I'd like to do down the track a little bit, but at this early stage, I wasn't thinking along those lines. I was just getting a good, reliable, tough vehicle that I can take anywhere reliably, do the job I want, cart the weight I want, which has been the main idea with the purchase, and go there. And he said, well, for the DPF, the diesel particulate filter model, they've got a new engine management system coming out, which will be hitting the market on February. So if I'd like to have a crack at that, he said, I'm not giving it to you. He said, in the past I've given people products for nothing, and he said, yeah, one bloke got their chip, and then another company said, oh, can you try ours? So he rubbished this chip and went to that one. So they said, oh, can you send ours back then? He said, no, I don't have to do that. So he gave it to his father, and oh, beauty, yeah, his father loves it. So he said, look, if you're interested in putting money in and investing in the product, he says, we'll help you out. And I said, well, thanks for that. We'll have a look at it. So in February, when this new engine management system comes out, we're going to have a good look at it. He's going to give me a discount on the stuff. I've got to buy it, I've got to be keen enough to buy it, and I've got to have it in the budget to buy it. So, which, look, we probably will do it. And the Land Cruiser's got a bit of a weak clutch in them. So he said once they put the engine management kit in, we'll have to put their clutch in as well, because he said it's got an extra 1100. I might get my figures wrong there, but he said it's got a heap more clamping pressure, and with the extra horsepower it won't slip and fry up, because he said even when the standard Land Cruiser's doing towing, the clutch is known to be a bit of a weak point when they're carting heavy stuff. So he said we could put the engine chip on, put the new clutch in. He takes over all the drivetrain warranty, the engine warranty and the drivetrain warranty from that point on, but it has to be everything that they have, not mix and match with bits and pieces. But the discount's really serious. It's 35% off the top straight away. So if I choose to go that way, that'll be down the track. So look, we'll have a look at that. That's fine. We're still waiting on bits and pieces coming for it, but like I say, my tyres and wheels. I chose some CSA wheels because of their load rating. Went to talk to Peter the other day. No wheels in this country. They didn't know if they could even have me wheels in 8 weeks' time. So he said, "Why don't you look at ROH?" And I said, "Oh, yeah." I just hadn't come. Oh well, that's an old brand, I know, but that just missed me radar that time. So he rang them up and said, "What do you got?" And they said, "We've got this one, that one, or that one, in that size." So he said, "You can have this one, that one, or that one." And I said, "Oh well, doesn't really matter as long as they're load rated." So we had to ring back and make sure they had certification for 1250 kilos per rim, and they have. So they're in town today getting the tyres fitted. We're going to run Toyo ATs, the open country ones. We've had a great run with them, so why change if you're having a good run? Yeah, it's all coming together slowly. The 22nd, the vehicle's supposed to be in town, so when I get it, who knows? It's not that important really. I've still got vehicles to drive around, and today, part of my plan today is, apart from get Judy's washing in before the rain, if we have any, is I'd like to tidy up that little toolbox, finish that off. I'll try and polish those little scratches a bit better and get it out. If there's something there, that's fine, it's a working thing, but I just thought, if I take the time and tidy it up now, well, and I wasn't going to polish it, if you remember. I thought, I'm not bloody doing that. But I worked out now with that purple polish, I can run it over, and if I just give it a quick wipe over every 6 months, it seems to come up nice again. So Ross's son that works with us, he's a young bloke, so he drives trucks, and he brings these trucks home and he's always polishing shit, and he loves it. But he's got it to that stage now where he just puts a bit of this purple polish. It's out in the ute, I haven't got it here. Puts this purple polish on, and it's just a quick wipe, just goes black and you wipe it off. There's no really hard rubbing, so I thought, oh bugger it, let's do that. It's better than painting it, maybe, we'll see. And if it's up to shit, we'll just get a wrap put on it. So there's plenty of ways of doing it. So, but anyway, I'll try and get that done today if I can, in case they surprise me and get the ute ready early, so I can at least have that off and go and do a quick swap over. So we'll see how we go. But so yeah, look, no tractor work this weekend. Jude's rattling me chain. She said, "Oh, the lawn's looking a bit overgrown." And I said, "Yeah, because we haven't mowed it in ages and ages." And I think there was a lot of storms around Bundaberg through the week, and there was some really good rain out of it, but we got 10 millimetres, no runoff rain. So, but with that amount of rain and the humidity in the air, the moisture in the air, the grass is looking green, the paddock's looking nice. I'll have to get the mower going and do some of that. So Jude's dropping hints about that, but it's only a short week. Like it's Monday and I'm not at work, but I'll go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then it's Christmas. So we're having a 4-day Christmas break, and I said to Jude, if it's not too hot and stinky, I would like to get up the back and play with my tractors if it's possible, and then we have a 4-day week. I think it is. I think it's a 4-day week, then another 3 or 4 days off, something like that. So I'm hoping I get a bit of time that I'm not on the lawnmower all the time and things like that. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's been a bit of a wild time at the moment, just finding time to do stuff. Looks like in January sometime we'll hit 25,000 subs. I'm feeling a bit guilty. I'm doing a lot of stews and not much tractor work, but that's just what seems to be happening in my life at the moment. I'm just flat out busy. The little fella had a birthday, my grandson had a birthday Friday evening, so after I fixed the trailer we had dinner and a bit of a cake for him, bit of a party, and just a little family one. And so yeah, he was enjoying himself. So, but look, that's it for this year, for 2020. Thanks for stopping by weekly, most of you. I have a lot of great subscribers and a lot of interaction. And yeah, look, for 2020, it's not the best year for most people, I believe. Look, it sounds like England's in lockdown again, and Sydney in Australia at this time of year, they've just had a bit of a cluster wind up. So yeah, as far as years go, it's a bloody bit of a shit one, but that's perhaps next year will be a beauty, eh? We'll just go and hit it like nothing happened in 2020 and see how we go. But look, thanks for your support, everyone, for the year. Getting up to 25,000 subs, that's a big enough number, isn't it? Yeah, that's okay. Hopefully I can get a bit more interesting stuff going on, and I just got to find some time in my week and in my life to keep things going. Yeah, you wouldn't believe you get so busy, would you? You'd think you'd be winding down. But now I've got to get the caravan fixed because bloody jockey drivers. But and we're getting the camp and stuff. But yeah, camera timed out on me again. I just can't stop it doing that. My little GoPro, I bought a media mod for the GoPro, and so this is a microphone with a windsock on it. So we'll be trying that out very soon. There's another different lens there too, so we'll have a look at that. I'm still learning with this. I'm pretty comfortable with this camera, this Lumix camera here, but these little fellas I'm still battling away, working out how to work them out and all that sort of stuff. So Steve from FJ Cruising, he's got a little YouTube channel. He's just done a couple of a thing on some snap locks for these little things. So they look quite interesting. It'd be good on a tractor. Instead of getting a little foot that you've got to stick on your bonnet, they've got a magnetic thing. You just go clonk on your bonnet of your car or whatever, and not damage any, not stick anything to it. So that's good. I'll probably be looking at them. But anyway, we'll see. But look, Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks for your support through the year. To all my viewers and their families, and everyone around them, and the businesses that watch and help us out. Thanks very much for your support. Have a Merry Christmas. Have a cracker 2021, and yeah, let's just hope it all gets better, eh? it's going with a positive outlook, and it'll probably turn out fine. So hopefully there'll be a few tractor treks, a few tractor shows to go to. Everyone will wind up and be all excited about the hobby again, and we'll all be off and racing. So thanks again, Merry Christmas, and we'll catch you next year. Okay, now this is a little session with the GoPro. It's a Hero 9 with the media mod on, and I don't know what the sound's going to be like, but we're going to have a go. There's a 19 km/h breeze, so you can see on the back of the canopy here, we've had a bit of discussion about the canopy over time, and when I come around the side here, you can see I've given it a little bit of a polish, and look, I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. If I come around, yeah, you can see the shine there. Look, that's as good as you want, I'm sure. I buffed down a couple of, it's a bit hard to see there, the light's not right, but I buffed down a couple of welds, but I probably won't bother getting too excited with that. I found if I polished it without etching it, it didn't come out as good as I'd like. Now, you can see where I've etched the back of it there, and etching it and then running a polish on it. Look, it's quite an easy job actually. It's not half as difficult as I imagined it would be. Now, on this side here, you can see down here, up there. Now, up on the top here, that was where the blokes that made it, that was where they had welding slag. They must have run a few hotties down it, so I've tried to get them out, and you can see that big, there you can see it better probably. You can see that scratch there, so I'll probably try and polish that out. I've been looking at doing that with a row lock, a 2-inch or 50mm row lock pad with blue Scotch-Brite on it, and I need to pull that down a little bit yet, but look, we'll just see how it goes. But yeah, look, it's not hard to do, and I believe I will have a bit of a crack at just polishing the back there and see. Halfway up, look, about where the bend is here, we're thinking of putting a bit of aluminium checker plate straight across, so that if I want to put a jerry can or tie something against the back of this toolbox, that'll be not making big rub marks on the alloy there. It'll be looking okay. So but I've got to get that toolbox off today. That's part of my job, get it off, and where the caravan usually sits over here, I've got a bit of room there, so it's going to go in there. There's the other canopy for when I get the time to look at that. Now that hasn't been polished at all. That's just as it is. It's pretty. It's got little dots and dashes of oxidisation on it, but you can sort of see it down there a bit. But look, I'm going to give that a quick polish as well, and we may even get that wrapped over time, but we'll just see. This STR company that built them for us, not real fussed in that. There's a company up north called Norweld, and Norweld in Cairns, and they do a beauty. And look, they're reasonably, they're a fair price, but you get what you pay for with them. They seem very good. And there's a bloody good YouTube channel, that I reckon. So I believe, yeah. And, but yeah, the STR canopies, they're not the best. Actually, if I go over to this one over here, this is one that's coming apart again. Oh well, it's coming apart. You can see that leg there. They just Sikaflex this bottom bit on, and this one, there's a line coming there, and when I get this out, when I do the tidy up, you can see the hinge here, and I'm gonna put a heap of Sikaflex and glue all that back properly. I'm having trouble keeping in frame with this GoPro. Everyone else does it. I should be able to. So anyway, we'll just see. That's a look around the paddock. The paddock's looking nice and green at the moment. That's that heap of shit bamboo that I caught on this other side here the other day. I sort of looked at the bottom as I was coming round, but yeah, I wasn't relying on that bit sticking out so far. But anyway, bloody hard to get good help. So yeah, so the rest of today I've got to go and get the washing in, perhaps do a bit of tidying up, and I'll see if I can get a little bit more time onto this. And it'll just be interesting to see how this little clip comes out with the GoPro Hero 9 with the media mod and a little windsock and that. So, well, look at this. That's the start of the collection, the big gear. Get right stuck into the big stuff. Then look behind here, we'll try and zoom away a bit. There's a nice little ransom. It's even got a plough on the back. I'm going to have a bit of a look at that fella. On the tag, let's have a look at that. Oh, it's a bit dark, eh? Well, it's got Ransom England TS42A. So I'd say it should be the original, the real McCoy. We'll just back out a bit so we can see a few things. Right, a nice little ransom next to it. We've got the different mic. We're not using the camera mic, we're using the mic on top, so we're just giving that a run this morning. So another little ransom. She's done up nice, little MG6. Where I did my apprenticeship years ago, we had these. I had to start the bloody things and put them out in the showroom every day. Weren't my favourite thing. You hear a few voices in the background. That's just, we're getting ready for the party. So I thought while we had nice sun, we'd have a look at the tractors. So we got a B, little Alice B. In Australia, a couple of these little Bs, this is one of them, they actually have the Zenith 24T on them. But I was just talking to Penny before, and he was saying that these were made, the fellow who bought this tractor off made it out of a few bits and pieces. Kelly Dog's found a mate. They're going to have a bit of a doggy play. He could run straight under Kelly. Now this is a, I think it's a 38 F14, Penny was telling me before, and he bought it from Rockhampton. It's a nice looking little tractor. For you old farm fellas, hey, no John Deere's in this collection. That's an F14 my mate Rack did up. He bought it off Rack recently.
All steely. This little H, what a beauty, eh? All the scufflers, all the gear on it. That's a tidy little tractor. I had a drive with that one year in a Grand Parade. They set me up to drive a farmer, which that was good. I enjoyed it. And for those of you overseas, I'll try and keep you in frame if I can. For those of you overseas, this is a Farmer AM. It's the Australian made M. Look very similar. Now, I believe what you fellas didn't have is rear linkage. Now this rear linkage, it's actually in the housing, and the shade has given me a bit of a hiding here with this. But from what I can understand, so you can see the brackets there where the linkage has been bolted on, but I believe the M's in that overseas didn't have that on it. So, may have done. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm happy to have that happen. Okay, look at this. Looks like an old 1020, I think, does it? Ah, look at that. Nice old girl. Kelly dog's helping. She's loving it. Found a dog to play with. Now, I believe this is a W6. Got the Maggies covered up in that. It's a drawbar only tractor. Nice original condition. I like them like that. Nice thing. I'll have to have a listen, see if the wind's blowing us out at all. But there's not much breeze. But we have a major, an E27N. There you go, that's not too bad, eh? And now for you fellas that like Fergies, here we go. So this will be a little TED, I believe, by the look of it. It's a later one with the 28G carby on it. Downswept exhaust. I sneak up to the tractors all the time, put you out of frame because I'm trying to look at stuff on it. But yeah, that's a pretty nice old original tractor as well. Now, 135 3-cylinder, AD3 152 engine. That's got a nice patina to it. You notice it's not knocked around, there's a little bit under the front, but the top of that bonnet, she's a beauty. Then we have a 4-cylinder 35. Should be an FE35 with this front bracket on it. Bentley down there, he going off. He said Jude come out of the caravan and he said, what are you supposed to be doing? So this one here, that's a pretty early tractor. It's got the ribbed foot plates. But yeah, once again, straight. Pretty tidy old tractor. I think the bar on the front might have helped her out. Now President, now they have a little Morris engine in them, so the you see them from time to time over here. You don't see these a lot. They're a bit of a, not so common anyway. I don't think they were overly popular, but I'll have a look. What's this big old bugger? Should be an A554. Once again, an Aussie tractor built in Geelong in Victoria, Australian built, with the A there. I'm not sure what other models went with that, but it should be a 264 diesel in there, I'd reckon. Nice big heavy centres. It looks to be a bit of a stick rake, eh? They must be tidying up a few tractors with it, or a few I've got tractors on the head, tidying up a few blocks with it, a few sticks and bits and pieces. You can see them up the top there. We'll just zoom in here.